got nothing more to say to you. If you shoot me, my team's...
How about goodbye?
How about goodbye? You're working too hard.
If true, you told Admiral Hackett to abandon the Destiny Ascension, sacrificing...
I've had enough of your mouth, bitch!
God, I want to punch an old woman in the face!
Holy shit, what a way to wake up in the morning. Good morning, Valhalla.
Hell yeah. Ooh, no better way to start your day than some yelling and screaming and woo!
Yeah. Woo!
Ooh, yeah.
Styling and profiling.
The limousine dealing, wheeling, baby stealing. I don't know what he said.
The cream of the crop. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The cream will always rise to the top when we do it macho style. Oh, my God. Good morning to my brother Loki. Good morning, chat. Welcome to another rendition of Zero Hour. My God.
It does wake the neighbors. So I got a complaint like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, my show goes live at 8 a.m. The moratorium on loudness ends at 8 a.m. So I do nothing wrong.
God, that's crazy.
It's at 8 a.m. So I'm as quiet as a church mouse until 8 a.m. Then I'll light it up.
Until 8 a.m. when he's got to wake up the neighborhood louder than Bryan Adams.
So,
yeah. Man, and now we're all worn out.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody doing well. Good morning, Project Cambrian. Chris Persia, the Wrench of Wrenches here, ladies and gentlemen. Southern Biking Showback, TJC. Good morning, Shockwave. What is up? You live in an HOA? No, I live in an apartment. So just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah.
We are leaving though. So so in July, I'll be moving. I'm actually going to move at the very end of June. So on June 30th, the Friday morning show, bags get taken out, the computer gets disassembled. It'll be the last thing to get taken apart. Movers come in, movers move us out, and we are moving to the new place, which is a house. So in June, very end of June, on June 30th, on a Friday, out we go, and new digs. The new studio will be soundproofed.
Woo.
So yeah, we're gonna line it, and it'll have big shag carpeting everywhere. And, yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's really cool. I mean, but the only reason I don't soundproof anything of where I am is really I just don't give a shit. But Loki's probably a bit more considerate than I am.
Hey, good morning, lovely Sherry. Good morning. How are you doing? June Wong, good morning. Good morning, June. Good morning. Arwen Avalon's here. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Chris Persia, the wrench of wrenches, soundproof or Loki levels of soundproof. Loki levels of soundproof.
Yeah. So that first week, get ready for Loki to lose his voice.
Oh yeah, Psychodorf 9. Good morning,
Yeah.
my friend. My favorite polar bear on YouTube, Snorta Poop Scuba, is here, ladies and gentlemen. And my favorite artist on the internet, Mocking Draws. What is up, my brother? How are you doing? Good morning, guys. If you aren't subscribed to Mocking, head on over there. Check out the channel. Guys got an insane drawing channel where he draws on live streams, and he's got a new season coming up. I do know that. I think he said he was off until mid-March. I don't know. Throw it out there in chat, buddy. Let us know. But you're going to be going back to doing live draws in March, I believe. I believe it's March. If I'm wrong, just
coming up.
spot me. So
March
really
9th.
quick. Give me 1 second to get this pulled up. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, so we'll fire it off with a question from the brand new, I'm christening it myself, the mouth of the South, the lady Arwen Avalon, asking, what the hell are those little dingly bits on Zero's avatar? Those are my plums. Today we are going by the avatar Zero Plums, and that just comes from a running joke that happened on last Monday evening's member stream, and it was too good a moment to pass up. So we are now an alien with some big, tasty, juicy plums.
All right. So really quick, I want to shout out to Ords. You guys know Ords. We know Ords. We love Ords. Don't let Ords be homeless. So, I found out about this the other day, what was going on, and I got with Snow and Ords, and I just gave them a little advice about how to set this up. They're the ones pushing this, but guys, if there's anything you can do, this is out on Twitter. Makini Draws, thank you, brother. This is the GoFundMe link. Guys, if you could share it out anywhere, that would be so absolutely awesome. On Twitter, anything you guys can do. I'm gonna put up Chris's link because it's so much better than mine. I always just throw the link in, and I'm like, here, like people are gonna
Here you go.
think about it.
Have at it.
Chris Persia, if you can help at Words, please do so. Every little bit helps. So guys, one of our brothers is down. He's got to move. He's got to move. He has no choice. He's got to move. He needs some help. He needs some help getting first month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got, obviously he works his butt off, guys. He works his butt off. He's got a job. He does the YouTubes, which we're going to get into this morning because there's some things that are changing. It's really important. Mm-hmm. This is really important. If you live stream, if you upload content, if you do gaming content, Buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to change. June Wong with $5 super chat. Moving imagines Loki and Eris perform Somewhere That's Green from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh
Yes,
my.
we could totally do that. We could totally do that and pull it off. Really quick before we get to the topic this morning, a big shout out to Mexican Iron Man. We had a wonderful, awesome hangout last night. He got into town late yesterday, and we ended up going to. We'd set up this thing where we were going to go to this steak and bourbon bar.
Ooh.
Where you can smoke cigars, drink bourbon, you get steak, and they were closed.
Aw.
It was Sunday, and I didn't think about that. So what we ended up doing is we ended up going to Grimaldi's, which is one of the best pizza places you will ever eat at. And he was like, "Holy shit, dude, this is the best pizza I ever had." I said, "I told you." Awesome pizza. We had drinks, we hung out for like 3 hours and bullshitted until they closed. And then he tried to fight me for the check. And luckily for me, I got one up on Mexican Iron Man because the waitress sided with me and was like, "No, you're visiting." And I was like, thank you so much, because Mike does everything for so many people. He does so much for all these people. And I wanted to get dinner, and he almost beat me to it. He literally grabbed the receipt book from the waitress, and I was like, "No, you bitch, it's mine." And he put the card in and everything and handed it back to her, and we're sitting there arguing, and she hands it to me, and he's like, "No." So
God, I could picture him reaching for the check and grabbing it and then just hightailing it out the window.
And it's his birthday. So we picked up dinner last night. I had to be very quick on the draw and tell the waitress why I deserved to pay for it. But Mike got a dinner last night and got to hang out. And we finally got his Christmas present. I finally was able to give him his Christmas presents.
Aw.
So he got some cool stuff. And some cigars. You should have yelled assault, Loki. Oh no, I would never do that. Oh my god. I didn't even think about that.
That would open up a whole case of randomness. I don't know if we're ready for that.
Who gets to pay the check? That's right. That's absolutely right. So Mim wanted to write off as a business expense. I get to write it off as a business expense. So either one of us, yeah. All right. So now that the opener's out of the way, let's talk about this. Things are changing. Things are changing on YouTube. And me and Mike, and speaking of the devil, and he shall appear. Thank you for dinner and my presents. Great. Love them all. It was awesome time. My tummy hurts from laughing last night. Yes.
Ooh, Mexican Iron Man. He's working on his 6-pack now, are you? Yeah.
It was a good time. It was, and thank you, brother. Thank you for finally giving in and letting me buy dinner. Thank you.
What a gentleman.
Thank you. So, but we had this long talk about something called Article 230. Some of you aren't going to know about that, and I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain this morning. But first, let's look how much I'm not a numbers guy. Everybody knows that. I don't delve too much into the numbers, but I'm going to read you guys something. This is from Google Exhibit 99.1 of 2022. Google made $283 billion in the year of 2022.
Jesus.
$283 billion.
Yeah.
In 2022.
Like in one calendar year. That's
in one calendar year.
Unimaginable.
This was up. 7%. YouTube, just the YouTube portion of Google made $29.24 billion last year.
That's a lot of green.
That's almost $30 billion just on YouTube. This is just in ad revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Annual ad revenue amounted to $29.24 billion. Now you might ask me, Loki, why are we going over how much money Google and YouTube made last year. This is very, very important to what we're going to talk about. I've talked to a couple of people about this. I've talked to Dag about it. I've talked to Mike about it. I've talked to a couple of content creators. If you look at YouTube like the Wild Wild West, everybody's been moving out west. Okay, everybody wants to do the YouTubes, as Mexican Iron Man says. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber, and especially since the coup. I got lucky. I started like 6 months before the coup happened. I'd been doing this for 6 months before the coup started, and everything kind of went to hell. But since then, a lot of people have jumped on YouTube and decided, well, I'm home. I'm stuck at home. I want to interact with people. And they have jumped on YouTube, and rightly so. More the merrier. Skull Dub. Oh my God. I came up with a new ship, ladies and gentlemen. Skull Dub. Snow Dub with a $2 super chat says, Skull and talk and roll. Damn straight.
Ooh.
Snow Dub, this is for you. And this is for June Wong. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Skull and talk and roll. That's so smooth how it's like dip and dive. Dip and dive, bitch. Dip
Woo.
and dive.
Do a barrel roll, Fox. God damn. So, what were you saying? Everybody doing the YouTubes.
Everybody's doing the YouTubes. So everybody's on YouTubes. So many people are watching YouTube. This is a big business. It's a big business. This is like YouTube move more into, hey, you know what? We want to broadcast real channels. Well, Loki, aren't we real channels? You're goddamn right we are. This has been broadcast yourself, ladies and gentlemen, but it's been the Wild Wild West. Well, Loki, what do you mean by the Wild Wild West? What Loki means is everybody's pretty much doing whatever the hell they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's pretty much saying whatever the hell they want to say, with some few exceptions. Because we found out during the coup, when everybody was going nuts about the pokes, there were certain things you couldn't say. Yeah. Why? Because you get shot out of the water and they just turn your channel off. They turn the lights off and you're done.
Mm-hmm. All those no words, and the list kept growing.
Yeah. Lately, channels have been getting demonetized left and right. Some people think that this is because YouTube is cracking down on people doing things that are nefarious. But I know for a fact that there have been channels over the past 2 months that have been demonetized, that have been taken down, that didn't do anything but have some copyright issues. The problem is that they won't get messages. It's like, well, I never got a message. I talked to someone myself, and they said, well, I didn't get a message. I haven't got anything. I haven't got an email. I haven't got nothing. And when you go to the studio, all the shit in the back has copyright shit all over it. And I'm like, copyright. And they're like, well, I didn't know what that meant. It's just a claim. See, once you get to a certain percentage on your copyright claims, they just demonetize you for reused content. And it's a percentage. It's tied to your percentage. Now, besides that, because that's not what's going on here, besides that, they're not giving explanations. 2 done, 1 to go. So do I hit execute? I will be doing Rumble as well, depending. Execute. Hit that button. Guys, Psycho Dwarf 9's going to hit you with the channel very soon. So keep your eyes open. I'm promoting shit out of you, brother. I love you. You do great things. I can't wait. Wild Wild West. Sounds like a place of pure chaos. I say unpack the gasoline, the matches, and let's watch it burn. Hashtag keep talking. I hope I did a...
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I bet Joker Voice is sitting there going, damn.
I hope I did it justice, Joker Voice. Thank you, Joker Voice, and thank you, Psychodorp 9. You guys keep the fires burning by here in Valhalla, and this one's just for you guys. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. All right. So let's get down to business.
Yeah.
Why is Loki worried about YouTube turning off the lights? Things are changing. People have been able to say all kinds of shit. Like I said, besides the coup, you pretty much say whatever the hell you wanted to say. People are throwing shit out there. You know what? This movie absolutely bombed. Didn't they made their money back and more? This movie's absolute trash before it comes out. Now imagine this. We all know what happened with Amber Turd. We all know what happened with Amber Turd. This is where things are going to get interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Amber Heard calls out unfair role of social media in Johnny Depp case. Actor says she doesn't blame jurors for ruling against her in defamation trial, but criticizes online commentators. She blames all of us for her losing a court case. Okay. Now, the guy you really want to talk to about all the Amber Heard nonsense is John Paul Rye over at eHacker. So that's the guy you want to go to if you want to know about the Amber Heard stuff. But this is what's interesting. Imagine she loses a court case. But because of coverage, negative coverage by content creators on YouTube, she loses that case and she has to pay $15 million. She turns around and she sues Google and YouTube for defamation of character because content creators created videos about her, and she wins a $200 million lawsuit from Google and from YouTube for what people said on the internet. Now, right now, she can't do that because of our Article 230. She cannot sue a company for third-party content on its platform. This is an internet law, okay? This is an internet law. This is something that nobody at the moment can do. However, there is a case, ladies and gentlemen, called Google versus Gonzalez, and things are going to change. Whether this lawsuit is successful or not, things are going to change on YouTube. They're already changing. It's already changing. Not if you can sue a company for something someone else says on its platform.
Allegedly.
And I know what a lot of people are saying. Free speech is legal. That's like somebody suing eBay for a third-party transaction that goes wrong. Absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing, getting sued for spilling coffee. Does anybody remember that? Does anybody remember McDonald's getting sued?
I do remember that.
Okay. Who would have ever thought that was possible?
Yeah. And the one thing I think is funny, and I know it's hard. I mean, for those of us, not too hard, but it might be a little strange looking back when, like, before YouTube was a thing, before we had all the internet and everything like that. If this case was taking place 30 years ago, do you think it would be any different than her trying to sue, oh my God, I'm losing my train of thought. Sorry, guys. But like news coverage, like on cable television, network television, and things like that, do you think it would be any different from her trying to sue a network for defamation? Because I know YouTube is a totally different beast because there's coverage everywhere. Anybody can, do their quote reporting on anything. But do you think it'd be any different if this was to take place 30 years ago and she would try to sue a network for defamation?
No, I don't think it's any different because it's slander. If a news outlet verbally reports something on, let's say they reported something on Amber Heard that is absolutely positively false. These people did not do their due diligence. They didn't double check the story. That is slander, and you can get sued for slander. You can get sued if it's in print. That's called you're liable. In print, it's liable. The famous words of J. Jonah Jameson, ladies and gentlemen, slander is spoken, Peter. In print, it's liable.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Yeah. But when there's money out there to be had, I kind of chuckle a little bit. I mean, it'd be like me pissing someone off, which has happened before, but then, so-and-so turns around and says, "Oh, I'm going to sue you for $30 million. It's like, well, dude, I'm not sitting on $30 million. So give it your best shot." Yeah.
So there's been a lot of talk and a lot of stuff going on with YouTube. You've got Mom Susan's out. Mom Susan's gone. You've got the new guy that's in charge that created YouTube Shorts and YouTube Music and all this other shit. Mark the Infinitely Tower says, so let me get this straight. Sam's streaming a game, and of course it's trademarked and it's copyright. I could get struck. It's worse than that. It's way worse than that. You got to see the doomsday scenario I'm talking about, Mark. Everything is going to change, whether this suit is successful, whether Google Gonzalez versus Gonzalez is successful. And these people are suing for the death of a American that died in France during one of the explosion terrorist things. I mean, they want culpability. Now let me read you. Give me 1 second and let me get this pulled up because I had this set up on my other 230 change.
Clickety click click.
I don't want the goddamn box one. Department of Justice review of Section 230. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up, and some of this is going to be a little dry, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, I am not a lawyer. I can't wait to hear Rakita Law and some of the big dogs talk about this. Some of the big lawyer channels talk about this. As part of the president's executive order on preventing online censorship, and it was a result of the department's longstanding review of Section 230, the department has put together the following legislative package to reform Section 230. The proposal focuses on two big areas of concern that were highlighted by victims, businesses, and other stakeholders in the conversation in the meeting the department held to discuss these issues. First, it addresses unclear and inconsistent moderation practices that limit speech and go beyond the text of the existing statute. Second, it addresses the proliferation of illicit and harmful content online that leaves victims without any civil recourse. Taken together, the department's legislative package provides a clear path forward on modernizing Section 230 to encourage a safer and more open internet. Safer. Mm-hmm. Okay, so where is the bad stuff, Loki? Let's see.
It's all down there.
All she has to do right here, if this reform takes place, whether the Supreme Court sides in favor of Google or Gonzalez, it doesn't matter. This right here, this one word, cyberstalking. If you continually talk about another channel, that's cyberstalking. If you continually talk about an actor or actress doing things they shouldn't do, that can be covered under cyberstalking. There's all kinds of ways to use this to sue a company that has you on its platform, whether that be Odyssey, whether that be Rumble, whether that be YouTube. It's all there in the fine print, and they're not going to risk $30 billion, and Google is not going to risk $300 billion a year because you want to talk about a celebrity. It's not going to matter how big of a channel you have. It's not going to matter whether you have 700,000 subscribers, whether you have 30,000 subscribers, whether you have 2,000 subscribers, whether you have 400 subscribers. It's not going to matter because they're going to be responsible for every word that comes out of your mouth. Magtech Mags with $5 super chat. This is why I think I won't ever get monetized. It's too much of a hassle. Got a multi-stream on multiple platforms to diversify your monetary sources. Thank you, Max, for that $5 super chat. $2 from Shellback. It's TJC. It's better to burn out than fade away. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. All right, so do you want to skull those before we?
I've got one more here, and it's another one from Mags. Thank you so much, Mags. They've been trying to wrangle and control the wild, wild west of the internet. The internet is a bastion of free speech, and they hate it. And it's changing. It's one thing me and Mike could agree on is that this is all changing. It's not going to matter where you are, Snow. This isn't just going to affect Google. It's going to affect Rumble. It's going to affect Odyssey. It's going to affect everyone because it's not just Google that's going to get sued. You go on Odyssey, you do this shit, guess what? Odyssey's getting sued. You go on YouTube, YouTube's getting sued. You go on Rumble, Rumble's getting sued. They're not going to risk their company for a pleb that wants to talk on the internet. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many subs you have. It doesn't matter how many hours you have. It doesn't matter how long you've been on the platform. You are a pleb to these people, and they're not going to risk hundreds of billions of dollars a year on a pleb. Thank you so much, very much, Magitech Mags, for that $5 super chat, and thank you, Shellback TJC, for yours. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one's just for you. We're gonna burn it down along with the village this morning. Skull!
Yeah, there's so basically the internet is becoming regulated yet again. Yeah, and on that note, because there's a few key phrases here that I think needs pointing out. Cyberstalking being one of them, and as the weeks and months and this whole, development progresses, there's going to have to be a lot more clarification on what this is and their technical term that they're using for it. But the paragraph up above, right there in the middle, just says protect responsible online platforms. Online platforms. So, I mean, that's basically summarizing a way to encompass any type of communicative platform that's out there, aka the internet.
Yes. Your soapbox. Anything, any public square, you can stand up and be heard. YouTube started, ladies and gentlemen, with broadcast yourself. I've said it over and over again. That is how this started. Broadcast yourself. Go on the internet. Be your own voice. Let people hear you and you hear your opinion. And people have made bank on this to the point people are like, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. Mama, what do you want to grow up and be, baby? I want to be a YouTuber, mama. And that's, I mean, shit, that's the way. Ask any kid today what they want to do when they grow up, and I guarantee you it's social media related. I guarantee
want to be
you.
an influencer. Oh God. I know I'm not from this generation, but the whole thought of it still makes me shudder.
Broadcast yourself is dead. What we've got now is changing. There's no denying that now. Period.
Mhm.
And like I said, it doesn't matter how big of a channel you have. It doesn't matter how small you are. If they can sue the man for things you say, the man's not going to have you over to his house.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah. So what do you think the bigger risk would be? Because like, guys, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't know shit about how this business works, you know. That's why I have a lot of respect for people that do this full time and find joy and happiness and success from it. But in your opinion, Loki, like, I'm under the impression that a larger channel would be at risk because they have a much broader reach. Now, I know everyone's kind of on the same playing field when it comes down to, you know, exposure and this whole cyber stalking thing or whatever, but you would think it'd be easier to target a big channel just because of how much reach they have. But that's just my opinion. I'm not saying the big channels are doing anything illegal out there, but that would be a really easy way to like get that whole ball rolling and say, oh, well, you know, so and so has 200 million subscribers and they said this. Let's make an example of that one.
Raise your hands, ladies and gentlemen, if you liked the last Charlie's Angels movie.
Yeah.
Raise your hands. So, did anybody here? And you can throw like a no in chat. You can do whatever you want to. Let's say 1 for yes, 0 for no. Was it a 0, ladies and gentlemen? You know, did you enjoy it, or did you? Yeah, no, didn't watch it, didn't see it, nobody cared. Heard an app about it on YouTube, right? How many of us were talking about yeah, liked it? Ha ha ha. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Project Cambrian. Lots of zeros, never saw it. There was a Charlie's Angels movie. Okay, so Elizabeth Banks made a Charlie's Angels movie. She blamed social media for that movie failing.
I believe I mean, I can't be the only one that says I never really saw any of them past the first one, which was what, 20 years ago. But as another prime example right here, I believe the same thing was rolling down the shit hill when the 2016 Ghostbusters trailers were popping out.
Yes. Oh yeah. Ghostbusters 2. Same shit came out. YouTube creators and influencers and social media people ruined the movie for everyone and gave it a bad rap, and nobody went and saw it because of that. How many times over the last 6 years have you heard that? So you're saying Mike Zero is first on the list? No, I'm saying that Tabuta Taboto Matt Jarbo, he's the first one on the list. Snowed up with a $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. Mags with $5 super chat. All those Bree videos out there, any authority can decide what they feel about those, and the channels that made them could be at risk. We're all on the guillotine, Mags. Every single one of us right now are on the guillotine. Anyone who talks about movies, anyone who talks about what's going on in the media, anybody that talks about entertainment, because all they have to do is say there was a coordinated campaign by this group of ists, obes, and Yahtzees, and call it an terrorist action to kill this movie, and suddenly they're suing Google and YouTube for the losses of the film.
Yeah. Do you think that would have any legal precedent? Like, let's say, easiest example. Do you think they would come after us for doing such a thing? Is oh, these two, they're just a bunch of istobes and Yahtzees. Then do you think that would bring up a whole legal procedure going, all right, well, we need you to provide us all of your videos, your entire library, everything you've ever uploaded, and we need to go everything with a fine tooth comb to decide for ourselves whether or not you are said istobe or Yahtzee?
The internet never forgets, ladies and gentlemen.
It is true.
You don't have to provide anything because the internet never forgets. Even when you delete a video, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there on YouTube's end.
Yeah. Well, it's
They
like
still have it.
Yeah, it's like deleting anything from your hard drive. There's trace amounts there. It never really goes away.
Well, yeah, you can write over it. What I'm
Right.
saying is that video still exists on YouTube's end. So
Yeah.
they have it. Everything you've deleted, anything you've ever uploaded, doesn't matter how long ago you deleted it, it still shows on their end. It's still in their servers.
Mm-hmm.
It's still there.
Buried alive.
And I'm not doing a positive review. I am going to be here and ride this fucking car until the tires fall off. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be here until I am done. They will have to pry the microphone out of my cold, dead fucking hand.
Yeah. I want to point something out because Mags has been very on point today. She says, Loki, you know what? Fine then. I won't talk about anything that looks like garbage. Just talking what I like. Let the garbage stuff not get attention. Now, do you think that would have the opposite effect? Because, I mean, if you were to ignore anything that's, in your opinion, garbage, whether it's a song, a band, like a movie, whatever, do you think by not giving it any attention, they would come after you for the same type of thing? Like, oh, you only talk about certain things. Why don't you talk about our movie? You must be hateful to something that we represent or something like that. Because it seems to me, this day and age, you could just get in shit for absolutely anything for no reason whatsoever.
Get in shit for absolutely anything. That is a risk we all take. Everyone who's uploaded a video, everyone who's done a live stream, anyone that has been on this platform that knows what's up knows we do this all the time. Mm-hmm. Mags has a great idea, and I absolutely agree with that. A Dega Outlaw.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. Whether or not that means that Loki and I are walking down this friggin' cybernetic hallway with bullseyes strapped to our back, man, that's just the way the friggin' world works right now.
Oh, she says Europium, OMG. You're right. I'm screwed.
I mean, I'm not saying it would come to that point, but this is just how our opinions become so jaded.
This is why I stopped talking about Disney and Marvel, and everybody said I was fucking crazy. Everybody said I was fucking crazy. Do you know how many people said this is a mistake? You shouldn't do this. And every once in a while, I will talk about the company, but I don't want to talk about the damn products. The closest I got to talking about a Marvel product or a Star Wars product was Comic Book Roundtable the other night, where we were talking to Klobby because he went and saw Ant-Man. And I said, honestly, I want your, he was just like, whatever of a movie. And that's as close as I've come to talking about any kind of Marvel entertainment. I'll talk about the company. I'll talk about the employees. I'll talk about bad decisions they make, but I'm not going to discuss Disney movies. I'm not going to review their products. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm not. Mm-hmm. Hell, I almost all right. So before I get to Max Super Chat, there is a picture vinyl set that came out at exclusively to Walmart. And it is the Mandalorian picture albums. What is a picture album, Loki? It's a vinyl album that you play. It's a record, but it has the picture of the Mandalorian on one side, Grogu on the other. It's one of those things where, oh, well, it's like a record, but it's got a picture on the front of it. All the season 1 records have been recalled. The season 1 record went from being $20 on eBay, which means you were making like a penny off of it, to $45 overnight. The estimated value of that record is going to be over $100 by the end of the year, and in the thousands in the next couple of years. Why? Because they've all been recalled. That means that what Walmart is supposed to do is pull those records off the shelf and destroy them. You throw them away. You don't send them back. You throw them in the trash. if you can find one on the shelf, you cannot buy it. If you take it to the checkout, it will say recalled and they will confiscate it from you. So I went around this and I messaged a couple of our friends. I messaged Nick over at Echo Base. I messaged Mike. I messaged Valiant. I messaged a couple of people. Paulie, our good friend Paulie over at Latino Slant, and said, look, if you can get one of these, they're Walmart exclusives. How you do it is just get 1 and 2 and scan the second one. When you check out, scan it twice. And you got to go to self-checkout. So scan that second record twice. You've paid for it. Walk out with it. The only other way to get one is to spend $45 on eBay. Now, you can do that. You can totally do that. It's going to be worth over $100. It's going to be worth over $100 by the end of the year. It's going to be worth, like I said, a couple grand, because this is it. That's all you're going to get. Yeah. I don't know why they've been recalled, but having one in the package with the plastic in good condition, it's going to be worth a mint. If you can get one in good condition, it's going to be worth a small fortune. I spent the money. Why? And I normally I wouldn't do that. I'm a record connoisseur. I love records. I love rare records. I've got a Johnny Cash album, never been opened. That's worth like $300. And it's only from 2 years ago. Why? Because they all got pulled and recalled just like this. So I keep track of what's being pulled and recalled on vinyl. And if I like it and I'm like, holy shit, all right, I'll get it. Because those are going to be worth a small fortune. Because they just throw them away. They throw them in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. They either get trash or they get shipped back to the
Walmart doesn't ship anything back. Walmart doesn't ship anything back. They just throw it away in the trash.
Around here, they do things a little bit different, but same kind of thing. Oh, by the way, Broken Entertainment. No, I'm pretty sure the majority of us got that reference.
So McKinney draws a $5 super chat. How far are they willing to go? Well, I could potentially for being a target for just talking about a subject and drawing it live. If you are, okay, so let's say you have one stream. I wouldn't consider that harassment. But let's say you built your channel on talking about a topic or a certain person, then definitely they could go after you.
Yeah.
Let's say you're a movie, you put yourself out there as a movie reviewer, and you have a huge following and you slam a movie and people quote you and people use you as an example. Yeah, you can be targeted, but you're not the one that's going to be targeted. See, that's the problem. This is the issue, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to use you as an example. And by extension, YouTube's going to drop you. YouTube's going to drop all of us. Anyone they consider a threat to that $30 billion a year, or that $300 billion a year, is going to go. YouTube and Google are built on a house of cards, and they do not want the creators that might be trouble or might be a problem costing them hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Because it won't be just one. It'll be for every offense.
It'll be quite a few. Because even if you look at just a few channels out there who have a large reach, if them continuing to air, these negative opinions or the cyber stalking or any kind of shit like that, if they look at their numbers and say, well, keeping these channels around, even if it's just a handful, this makes a difference between 30 billion or $27.5 billion. So if that means scrapping a few channels so they can make up that few hundred extra $1,000, yeah, they're gonna do it.
I got you, Larry. You don't got to spam, brother. I got you, man. Big tech could care less about free speech. They don't give a shit about free speech. Look what happened during the coup. Look what happened. They just shut shit down. Yeah. They ended your ability to talk about it. They threatened you with action if you didn't stop talking about it. They struck your channel down if you kept talking about it. They handed out strikes like they were fucking gummy bears.
And how ironic, when a time when the whole world was in the same circumstances as everybody else, the one no word that you couldn't use was the one word responsible for the entire world being in the same shit pile. Nope, don't say the word. Don't. You're going to get in trouble. Why? Why? Because us, me, Loki, you, chat, and 9 billion other people out there, we're all going through the same thing. Suddenly that's something we can't talk about. Are you fucking kidding me?
And
Nope,
that
that's
right
bad.
there, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I believe. Mark stole the words right out of my mouth.
Thief. That's cyber stalking.
Next thing up, you have to buy a license to broadcast.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
How do you solve this? Number one, you make it more difficult to broadcast yourself. How do you do that? You tack in costs and specifics so that just anybody, some simple pleb, can't just jump on here and be a channel. They're going to eliminate the ability to just do it. They're going to eliminate your ability to just jump on here and start a channel, because they're going to tack in costs that you've never seen before. Why? Because they're going to have to make up for the fact that they can be sued for something you said. Mm-hmm. When you sign a contract, and you do, whether you realize it or not, you're signing their TOS. When you sign a contract, as soon as all this shit goes down, when you sign a contract, you're going to have to pay for a license to broadcast.
Yeah. And how
this makes sure that you understand and are willing to put up the money to be out here and be doing this.
Yeah.
And the old 1,000 subscriber, 4,000 hour rule isn't going to apply anymore.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new YouTube social credit score.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how easy would that be too? I mean, even if, like, hypothetically, let's just say they introduce a scenario where anyone with a Google account who wants to make a YouTube channel, like brand new or current content creators have to now front over, let's say, $3 to keep their channel going, just so they have that, quote unquote license to broadcast. Even if it's just $3, how much money is that going to make them?
It's going to make them a lot of money.
Yeah.
And Shum, right here. And I see a lot of people saying, well, we'll just go somewhere else. It's not going to work like that.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be the new way of things.
Yeah. It's that term that we pointed out earlier, responsible online platforms. Anything that's a platform, especially on the internet, that is all included. This is one big giant umbrella now.
And Mag gets it right there. Exactly what Zero's just saying. It's not just YouTube. It's not going to be just YouTube. It will impact Rumble, Odyssey, everyone that has a social media platform. Twitter, all of it. Facebook, anybody that's still operating that is designated as a social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the BBS days. So you're going to have to pay for a license to broadcast. You're going to have to pay for a license to broadcast. I am 99% sure that is absolutely where they're going, because when you do that, you're going to have to prove that you can be trusted. You're not going to F-bomb. This is going to change the way everyone does things. There are going to be rules you're going to have to follow. There's going to be someone in the background with the damn beep button that's going to be beeping out when you're swearing, because you're not going to be allowed to do stuff like that. Why not, Loki? Because there's going to be some mom out there that said, I heard this person F-bomb 9 different times in 1 minute, and it has ruined my child, and she's going to sue. Why? Because that's the same dirty bitch that spilled coffee in her lap at McDonald's and turned around and sued McDonald's for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
She didn't sue the person holding the coffee pot who poured it. She didn't sue the manager of the McDonald's for having the machine turned up so high. She sued the $1 million corporation they worked for.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she won.
Yeah, and that's why ever since then, like, I don't know if they're still there. I think maybe people have smartened up by then. Probably not. But I mean, if you noticed back then, that's when they started labeling hot all around the rim of their cups and shit like that. Just because someone was stupid enough to do something like that. That was about this case I heard years ago. I don't remember the outcome, but some, I guess, middle-aged, maybe elderly woman was driving an RV down the highway, like one of those motor coaches, mobile homes or whatever. She puts the fucking thing, oops, I said a no word. She puts the gosh darn thing on cruise control, gets out of the driver's seat and goes into the little kitchen to make a sandwich. RV veers and crashes off the road. And I'm pretty sure she tried to sue because of that. Now, does anybody out there know what cruise control is? Cruise control is not autopilot. Cruise control maintains a speed you have set for the vehicle. But it's just another example. Like, it's just how someone can be so stupid, yet go after the bigwigs because they're the ones that got the money.
Eventually, you'll have to pay to post on Facebook, Twitter, etc. If you want your tweets to be noticed now, you've got to have Twitter Blue, apparently. I don't pay for Twitter Blue. I have no idea why I have Twitter Blue. I got a thing that said that you've got a check mark, and I was like, okay. I don't have Twitter Blue. I've never paid for Twitter Blue. I don't pay for Twitter Blue now, but I got a check mark and I got told I'm in. So whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Eventually you have to pay. Yeah. And that's the way it's going to work.
Just to get your tweets noticed. Boy, am I glad I never have anything interesting to say.
So thank you so much, Mags, for that $10 super chat. And thank you for your previous $5 super chat. And thank you, Mahogany Draws, for yours, and Snowdub for your $2 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And this one is just for you. Long live the fighters. Skull!
Long live the fighters!
And Michael Gonzalez gets it. This case will make the internet like newspapers and TV. You are either a non-censoring platform or make them be self-monitoring. Imagine Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Twitter. So Twitter can get sued. Twitter can get sued for something someone else says on it that has nothing to do with Elon Musk, that has nothing to do with what Elon Musk says, but because it's on your platform, you're going to get sued. And Mags, right here, this is why Article 230 exists, ladies and gentlemen, is to keep these people from getting sued. My brain is already thinking of all the possibilities that this could be taken in so many wrong ways.
Yeah. You're not alone, Mags. Like this fries the neurons to no end because it opens up so many doors of options, whether good or bad. It's, I mean, and I don't want to say we're looking too much into it because this is reality. This is the reality of the situation. This is the world we live in. Thank you, Phil Collins. But the reality is, yes, all the options out there are literally limitless because anything can happen now. Because the whole umbrella of online platforms is now going to be under scrutiny from whatever happens with this eventual outcome. A Pandora's box, damn right.
Making another system like cable that will drive people away where? Who knows? But all of this sets them up to also take more of a cut. Project Cambrian. Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does. And we all saw what Twitch did. 50%, bitch.
Yep.
We want 50%. We want half. Mm-hmm. That's what they did.
Yeah. And they made a killing.
The establishment is woken up and now we're all fucked. I don't think we're all fucked. I just think things are changing. The wild, wild west of YouTube is ending. If you want to get in now, but God only knows how long this is going to go on and how long Broadcast Yourself is still going to semi-exist because it's already dead. The broadcast yourself thing, it's already dead. That's over. Now we've got the Wild Wild West, and that is going to come to an end. Why? Because they do not want plebs to be anything else but plebs.
Yeah,
You have a place, and these fuckers hate it when they see someone become successful by going after someone like Turd or these whack jobs that go after people. These absolute fucking whack jobs that act like they're all better than us and we're plebs and we need to shut up and we need to know our place. Because according to Amber Turd, she would have won her case if it wasn't for social media. She would have won her case if it wasn't for people like Rakita Law and Entertainment Hacker and Yellow Flash. People that covered that news, people that talked about what she did, people that talked about how she was fibbing, people that talked about her court appearances and what she looked like and how her dog stepped on a bee. Her dog stepped on a bee and pooped in the bed. I mean, the pile of poop was bigger than the little dog. Tug. Larry.
One big pile of shit.
Tug. These are modern day Robin Hoods. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tug McEnany.
Mm-hmm.
That umbrella guy. These are modern day Robin Hoods. And they fucking hate it. Gary from Nerdrotic. DC. I could go on and name. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers has built an empire from hanging out in his boathouse and doing videos and live streams and talking about Star Wars. They do not want this happening. They do not want you stepping out of the place you want to be. And they're going to use this to the best of their ability to make sure you don't. Guys, this is just part one of this conversation. I want to thank Zero because I know that I've talked a lot and you have.
Well, again, like I said, you're the YouTuber here. I'm not a YouTuber at all. I'm here to, just ramble on about whatever the fuck we happen to be talking about that day. But, I have a few opinions, but guys, I will always be the first to admit there are better educated people out there than I am on matters such as this. So, I mean, if it means coming to hang out with you guys for an hour and learn with everybody else and, maybe occasionally give my 2 cents when I have it, yeah, I'm going to do it. But I want to take a moment, just say a big thank you to Loki for giving us a YouTube walkthrough on everything that's been going on lately and everything that might happen later on. So be sure to check out part 2, which I believe is tomorrow morning? It's
tomorrow morning with Mexican Iron Man. We will have a YouTube talk this Wednesday. I got to make sure that the guest is still coming. I'm going to do that today, so I don't want to announce it yet. But if they are still coming this Wednesday, then I will announce that tomorrow after the show for Taco Tuesday. So I should hear back today if they're still planning on coming. I wanted to make sure. So part 2 of this is tomorrow on Taco Tuesday with Mexican Iron Man. Me and Mike talked for about an hour about this last night.
Yeah,
so
he'll have plenty more to say than what I did.
Well, and like I said, there's just so much information to get out there. Yeah. And I've got a whole nother section of this tomorrow. So if I didn't give you enough time to respond and to get back with this,
don't ever think that. I was content to sit here and listen,
All right. Mahogany draws with a $10 super chat on the way out the door. The possibilities are endless. What's terrifying is if a company as big as Disney gets wind of it and goes open season, and they're not going to go open season on channels. They're going to go open season on YouTube. They want that 300 billion that Google has. Mm-hmm. So all they have to do is turn their lawyers on YouTube and Google. That's all they have to do. I mean, this will end. This is going to end Google and YouTube the way it is today, because YouTube is going to change. YouTube's going to become more of a broadcast company, and it's not going to be broadcast yourself. It's going to be broadcast the NFL. It's going to be broadcast video. It's going to be broadcast all of this other stuff. No one has as much bandwidth as YouTube, and they've already got every system in place to set up a video empire here. Buy movies here, watch TV here, get channels here, watch Showtime here, watch Paramount here, watch CBS here. They've already got everything set up. They've got more set up here than anyone else. Google is becoming Netflix. Mark the infinitely tired. And they're going to have live television, which Netflix doesn't have.
Yeah.
Welcome to cable. Welcome to cable in the 2020s.
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way. They just sign, or have they officially signed the deal? The big deal with the NFL and stuff. My God, how many dollar bills is that going to bring in? Like, that's huge. That's massive. Because I mean, y'all see, if you ever like me, I know we're running long, guys. I'm sorry, but if you ever like me and you watch the highlights on YouTube, they get hundreds of thousands of views in mere minutes. So when they're finally able to broadcast full games, whether they're good games or absolute shit, man, how much revenue is that going to bring them in? And that's just the beginning. That's a huge win for them, whether we like it or not.
And that's something we've all been looking for, Broken Entertainment, a legitimate and useful alternative to YouTube, because it's not Rumble, it's not Odyssey. So, and no one is coming out and saying, here's a platform where we embrace free speech, because they get shut down and their apps get taken off of Apple and they get silenced because no one wants to hear that right now. And it makes them an immediate threat to YouTube. It makes them an immediate threat to other broadcast sites like this, other social media platforms. And they don't like it, and they will get rid of them immediately.
Mm-hmm. And I feel bad for the little ones out there too, that are just coming off the ground or, in those early stages. Cause then if they get shut down, then they're going to get shut down because they're not pulling in the big boy revenue yet. They don't have the financial restitution to defend themselves. So,
and some of us can, if you don't think I haven't looked into this, Mark, I have. Some of us can. Some of us can build a web page. We can broadcast off that web page. We can sell our merch off that web page. We can do everything in-house. Everything can be done in-house. But a lot of people look at that and go, that seems really complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to put a lot of money into that to have someone build the web page and get everything set up and do everything I need to do. Whereas over the course of the last 3 years, people threw a headset on and became content creators.
Yeah, that's all it
People
took.
stood up and said, damn, if Loki can stand up and use his voice and talk about this stuff, I can too. Part of what has made me is me encouraging so many other people to get their ass up and speak their mind. Something I'm very proud of. Get your ass up, get on your microphone, and speak your mind. Well, what happens when that's a very expensive endeavor and not everybody can do that?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I haven't taken HTML coding or whatever the hell it was for probably 20 years. So I'm out of the loop there.
And right here, look at Parler. Mock knows because Mock has paid attention to everything that's going on and that's been going on. That's a crux if you advertise your platform as a hub for true free speech, because you will have these companies and platforms go all out to destroy any chance you have. Look at Parler. That's right. Mm-hmm. Because they don't like it and they don't want you to be doing it. And they will go after you. They'll buy you out and bury you.
Yeah. Especially when you can't afford to defend yourself.
And then that's it.
Yeah. God.
You can get it in, yeah, okay. So you can build a website with places like Wix that don't require doing HTML coding. You can get a unique domain domain name, no ads, and just
Yeah.
broadcast.
Yeah.
But there are going to be people that go, no. I know how much I had a real close friend of me and Zero's build a website for us when we did SSO. And I know how much it costs. I know how much it cost for the servers. I know the issues. I know the way the back end works. I know something of HTML. I know a little bit here and there of the coding because I was one of the backroom moderators for the site, but I couldn't tell you how to build it.
No. But again, it's just another platform under the big umbrella.
And that's what it's.
There's no escape unless a pirate tube. Sorry. Yeah.
That's what it's going to turn into. That's all I was going to say, but that's what it's going to turn into. Guys, we're getting out of here. We love you. Absolutely love you. Thank you so very much, everyone. Part 2 tomorrow, Taco Tuesday with Mexican Iron Man. Until then, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend and or keep your fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back on 0 Hour next Monday. Have a great one, everybody.
Somebody grab my plums.
Oh my. Franks and Beans.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.